Instead, we have the opportunity to make a habit of empathy, to recognize ourselves in each other.
We're here at the Beyond Forgiveness book event, and this is a picture of the book. And we had about 7 or 8 authors here, and they each gave a little talk, and they had a book signing. So we had quite an event, and here's the book that's just suddenly appeared. And the book is about forgiveness, but my interest is in empathy. So I asked some of the authors about empathy, and how does empathy relate to forgiveness? Coming up is a few comments that they just told me.
Well, empathy is seeing things more clearly. The illusion that we're cut off one from the other is pervasive. I mean, it's useful to think that I stop with my skin. This is me. But no matter the tradition, when people wake up, what they discover, lo and behold, is that we are, in Chinese they say, 同体大悲, one body, the great compassion with all things. And the sense that this is me is the unawakened view. When you wake up, that's what you discover. Kind of like trees in the forest, they all draw from the same groundwater. You see a birch and a redwood and a willow, but in fact they're all nourished from the same earth. So that's empathy is true seeing, and its opposite is blindness. Well, Buddhists don't do forgiveness. It's very interesting, and that's what I wrote about in my book. Forgiveness assumes that the self is real, and that the differences are real. So the idea is that empathy is the deeper way of seeing. That's beyond the small self. And from the Buddhist point of view, compassion is the word that we use. And you have to empty out the self to get to that greater connection. But people are afraid when they do that there's going to be nothing there. And in fact, when you really empty out the self, it's not nothing, there's everything.
Right, I'm Mr. Empathy. If it's got a face on it, if it had a mother, you shouldn't eat it. Right, just ask the mother of the things you eat, whether they'd be happy to sacrifice their son. Probably the answer would be, no. Can I eat your child? If not, then leave mine alone. Less mutton, more mothers, right? Thanks a lot.
My name's Dr. Diane Hennessy-Powell, and I'm a psychiatrist, and I've worked with people who have been traumatized, people from Sudan, people from Somalia, Algeria, human rights activists who've been tortured as a result of their work. And I've done a lot of my work with Amnesty International. And what I've discovered is that my ability to heal people relates to the fact that I have been wounded in the past, and I've been able to forgive those who have wounded me, and I've become whole again. And as a result of that, when I'm working with people who've been wounded, they can sense that I am willing to listen to their story. I don't try to silence them. I'm empathic. I'm willing to share their pain, and they can see as a role model that it's possible to actually get beyond that pain, not only get to a point of forgiveness, but actually get to a point where you feel whole again.
My name is Stephanie Van Hook, and I'm the co-director of the Meta Center for Nonviolence. Well, I think that empathy is a part of it's the tool that we have to the basis of our human nature. That's who we really are, and that's what your study is starting to show us, right? That we are empathetic beings, and that empathy is something that's natural for us to do. And I think that atonement is an outward expression of the empathy. And so the more that we get these scientific advancements in understanding how empathy affects our lives, the easier it's going to be for us to understand how valuable atonement is in creating a better foreign policy, better relationships in our communities, and then even within our families. The empathy is already there, right? But the atonement is the expression that not only do I empathize with you, but I want to be closer to you, and I want to be one with you. That's why we say atonement means at one-ment.
See the world through other people's eyes. Now, empathy is a quality of character that can change the world.